All right, sports fans, this is going to be a real quick one. And I don't even know what I'm going to call it. Probably thoughts of the day. Been thinking about a lot of stuff. It's April 11th, 2018. And been seeing this shit on the news, man. It just blows me away. Uh, Trump's once again hog wild on Twitter, you know. Told the Russians he was going to bomb them. It's like, really? Man, I mean, either this guy's straight up loco or he's a straight up troll. I can't figure him out. I don't know. You know, back in the day, you know, he was squawking about Obama, uh, giving the Russians heads up. He does the same thing, but he does through Twitter. Obama did it however he did it, you know, whatever means necessary. So I don't know if he's giving the Russians a heads up and say, hey, you know, deep state's gonna blow your shit up and get your people out, which I think, you know, in the last bombing we had in Syria, I think that's what he did. I think that's what it was all about because nobody was hurt. They blew up a vacant airstrip. So, you know, I don't know. Is he working with Putin to, you know, squelch the New World Order? He might be, and we can only hope. The whole thing with Syria is way bigger than the picture is way bigger than most people get. They want a pipeline through there to go up into Europe. First of all, Europe gets most of their natural gas from Russia, and they want to run a pipeline. Europe wants to run a pipeline from Qatar up to Europe and bypass the Russian pipeline with natural gas, and probably oil too, because a lot of times pipelines run in tandem, and if not more than tandem, you know, they're more than one. But the big issue is the gas pipelines because it's about heat, and Northern Europe, they can't survive without heat. They just can't. Had some friends over from Germany. Oh, this was like, I don't know, it was several years ago, and they were amazed that, you know, we were burning wood in a wood stove fireplace, because the old boy that was visiting, he just couldn't understand it. You know, we cut down trees to burn wood, so they need all the natural resources they can get, and they don't have any. In Europe, they don't have any natural resources. So I want you to think about that. They don't want, by they, I mean, I don't know who I mean, be it NATO, the EU, whoever. They, for some reason, they don't want to do business with our good friends in Russia. And I got an issue with that because I don't think they're all that bad of friends. But they're making them out to be bad guys, and they've been doing this shit since, well, Hillary started it, and she's a spoiled sport, as we used to say back in the day, because she got her ass handed to her in the election, and she didn't like it. So they just won't let up. They won't let up. You got the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, you got all these folks just, you know, digging up this shit, and the stuff that's going with Trump is just, it's out of control, just total nuts. So, moving on, getting back to the pipeline, because now I'm starting to sound like a lot of these other YouTubers. I digress, and I apologize for that because, like I said before, I really hate that. But, you know, you got to ask yourself, and I'm not going to put links in it. Do your own research, your own homework, and anybody that watches what I do, they know that, you know, that, or I know that they're intelligent enough to do their own work. So you got to ask yourself what's really going on. Well, if it's about the Qatar pipeline, then it's about the money, because they don't want to do business with Russia for whatever reason, and they want to do business with Qatar, which has close ties with Saudi Arabia. So we want to give all our money, like we've been doing forever, back to Saudi Arabia. Then one thing I want you good people to research is the petrodollar. And what is the petrodollar? Well, in order to buy oil anywhere in the world, any country, any in the world, to buy oil, crude oil, they have to exchange their currency for the U.S. dollar. And the U.S. dollar has been the petrodollar for a good many years, and that's what it's all about. So who does this affect? It doesn't affect you and me. The only people it affects is the bankers. Who controls the money? Well, it's the bankers. So this money is not about little children getting gas in Syria. For crying out loud, I mean, this shit goes on in hundreds of countries every day across this world. Why are we worried about Syria? Well, it's because Syria doesn't want the pipeline to go to Europe. And neither does Russia and their allies. So is Trump behind this? No, not unless he's on the payroll. And I'm having issues with that because I'm beginning to question, is he on the payroll? For the longest time I thought he wasn't. By payroll I mean the powers that be, deep state they call them, bankers, banksters. I'm holding out because Q says trust the plan. Well, I'm trusting the plan. But this is getting out of control. When we start threatening Russia, and this does not work well for anybody. But I will say this. I don't think that an intelligent man would tweet shit like that unless he was given a heads up. It's like, hey, Russia, pull your people out. We don't want to kill anybody. We got 70 targets we're going to destroy. They empty the targets. In war, that's not strategy. That's not how strategy works. It's crazy. So either Trump is flat-ass nuts or he's a troll. And I've said for a long time he's just a straight-up troll, and he's just trolling everybody, man. He's pulling the Dems in and all these retards. You got this Zuckerberg thing going on in Washington. What a joke, man. You know, did you know that Zuckerberg wasn't even sworn in? And they call it a testimony. He wasn't even sworn in. This is a dog and pony show. He just giving a speech is all he's doing. And there's no testimony. So anyway, once again, away from that. So let's get back on track here. Talking about all this crap with this dog and pony show. It gets down to one thing. It gets down to the buck, to the almighty buck, and everything revolves around the dollar. And the only ones that benefit from this are the bankers. It's not the U.S. citizens. It's not anybody. I mean, you know, you could say, well, it's Donald Trump and it's, you know, whoever, any of these politicians, because they all benefit because they're all on the payroll. I don't think Trump is because, you know, why would he go to work and go through this bullshit for $1 a year? I mean, and that's all he said. He didn't want anything. He didn't want any money to begin with, but they told him that under law he has to accept some kind of a salary. And he said, oh, okay, I'll take $1. He's probably giving it to charity. I hope he gives it to the Red Cross or somebody that, you know, doesn't help anybody anyway. They stick it in their pocket. So, whatever. All right, so we talked about the petrodollar and how it works. I think we did. But you can't buy oil. I'm going to reiterate. You can't buy oil anywhere. I don't care what country you are. You can't buy crude oil anywhere in this world without exchanging your currency with the U.S. dollar. That's wrong, man. So in other words, your currency doesn't mean anything. So then you got to ask yourself, well, what is your currency worth? You know, your U.S. dollar. So what it tells you is they want to control the U.S. dollar, and they want all the oil to be sold with the U.S. dollar because they know that the other currencies ain't worth shit. That means either's ours. So that's something to do your own research, do your own homework. I'm not going to put links. I'm not going to go into depth. This is stuff you can find. It's been going on since about 1913, is when the Federal Reserve created this monster system. And now it's time to pay the piper. And the rest of the world's getting fed up. And I really don't blame them because I'm fed up too. We don't need no petrodollar. We don't need any of this crap. Last thing I want to say is, when you've got to exchange your currency for another currency in order to do business, this is biblical. Jesus Christ did this when he confronted the money changers. And you can find this in the Bible. And he went crazy. He just turned tables upside down and told them that you will not. They did this. They did this in the synagogues in the house of the Lord, and he just went crazy. And he said, "You're not going to do this here," because what he was getting at is that as people, as humans, we don't need your currency. The last thing I'm going to say is, why do we get off the gold and silver standard? Do your homework on that. It goes back to 1913, U.S. Federal Reserve. Look all this stuff up and think long and hard about our future. And I'm telling you, folks, this goes out to my friends and family. 'Cause I don't have a big sub base. I really don't give a shit. I just do this because some of my kids, they like to see the old man talking shit on TV, and that's what I do. I talk shit on TV when I do these videos. But I want you to think long and hard about what direction we're going, what the future is for your kids, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and so on and so forth. And if they continue to do this, the future is very grim, very grim. And people need to do a lot of praying, man. I don't care if you're whatever you are. You better pray long and hard, because we're in deep, deep trouble. And that's all I got. I'm going to try to upload this and see what happens. Hope it comes out. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'm probably just going to use a date because, that way I don't offend anybody. Not that I care about offending anybody. I just don't want anybody to. Okay, back to Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg says they don't patrol this. They don't look at that. They don't look at this kind of information. Well, they do. And YouTube is way worse than Facebook. And I got off Facebook years ago. And man, YouTube day's coming also. All right, that's all I got. I wish y'all a very good week. What's left of it. We're halfway through this hump day. I wish y'all a very good week and a very good weekend. And for the northern tier of states, it looks like we're in some big trouble again with another storm. And, man, I don't know if I'm going to have to buy a greenhouse, plant a garden, and probably put it in the basement with grow lights. You like growing marijuana or some damn thing, and all I want to do is grow some lettuce and some cabbage, some carrots, and corn. They won't let me do that. I don't know. Is our Creator angry? Or is this man-made? Yeah. Look it up. That's all I got. Y'all have a good one.